Hello everyone, and welcome back to English with Suma. Today is day 13, and today's video is a little different. Today, I don't want to talk about grammar. I don't want to talk about vocabulary. I don't want to talk about pronunciation. Today, I want to talk about a person who inspired me. Someone whose English journey, teaching, personality, voice, expressions, and way of communicating have made a beautiful impression on me. Her name is Reshma Mam, and today, I want to share why I value her so much, why I admire her, and how one small interaction with her became such a memorable moment in my journey. This is simply my personal experience, and I am sharing it with gratitude. So put on your headphones, listen carefully, and repeat the sentences aloud. Let's begin. Someone who inspired me. Sometimes, a person enters our life without even knowing how much they are influencing us. They may not know our struggles. They may not know our story. They may not know how many times we doubted ourselves. They may not even know that we are watching them from somewhere far away. But somehow, their words reach us. Their voice reaches us. Their confidence reaches us. Their journey reaches us. And something inside us changes. For me, Reshma Mam is one such person. I came across her English teaching content, and slowly, I started noticing so many things about her. Her pronunciation, her expressions, her voice, her articulation, her confidence, her personality, her way of teaching, her way of communicating with students, and most importantly, the positive energy she brings through her teaching. I didn't simply see her as an English tutor. I started seeing her as someone who represented the kind of confidence and communication skills I wanted to develop in myself. What I admire about her. One of the first things that attracted me was her English. Not because it was simply fluent, but because it sounded natural. Her pronunciation had clarity. Her expressions made her communication interesting. Her voice had confidence. And when she explained something, it felt easy to understand. But there was something beyond English. There was an aura around the way she communicated. She seemed comfortable with herself. She didn't look like someone who was desperately trying to prove anything. She simply communicated, and I admired that. I thought to myself, I want to become more confident like this. Not exactly like her, not by becoming another person, but by becoming a better version of myself. That is an important difference. A good inspiration doesn't make us want to become a copy. A good inspiration makes us want to discover our own potential. And that is what I feel when I watch her. Her teaching inspired me. As an English learner, I have watched many people teach English. But every teacher has a different style. Some focus mainly on grammar. Some focus on vocabulary. Some focus on pronunciation. Some focus on conversations. But what I appreciate about Reshma Mam is the way she brings different aspects of communication together. English is not just about knowing grammar. It is also about expression. It is about confidence. It is about clarity. It is about how we present our thoughts. And it is about having the courage to open our mouth and speak. That is something I am constantly trying to learn. Because learning English from a book is one thing, but developing the confidence to actually speak is another thing. And sometimes, we need someone to show us that it is possible. For me, she became one of those people. My own struggle. I want to be honest about something. There was a time when speaking English confidently was not easy for me. Even when I knew what I wanted to say, sometimes the words wouldn't come out naturally. Sometimes I would think too much. Sometimes I would worry about making mistakes. Sometimes I would wonder what other people would think. And sometimes, I simply lacked confidence. But I didn't want to remain that way. I wanted to improve. I wanted to speak. I wanted to express myself without fear. I wanted to become comfortable in front of a camera. And that's why I started practicing. Day after day, sentence after sentence, video after video. And eventually, I started this 30-day English shadowing challenge. Why I started this challenge? Shadowing may sound simple. Listen, repeat, but when you do it consistently, something changes. Your mouth becomes more comfortable with English. Your ears become more familiar with English sounds. Your pronunciation improves. Your rhythm improves. Your confidence slowly grows. And most importantly, you stop being afraid of your own voice. That is why I am continuing this challenge. And when I think about people who inspired me to take English seriously, Reshma Mam is definitely one of those people. The message I sent her. And then something happened that made this journey even more special for me. I sent Reshma Mam a message. It was simply a message of gratitude. I didn't send it expecting anything in return. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a reply. I just wanted to tell her what I felt. I wanted her to know that her work had inspired me. Sometimes we appreciate someone silently. We watch their videos. We learn from them. We admire them. But we never actually tell them. So I decided to express my gratitude. I sent the message, and then I continued with my day. I didn't expect anything. Face holding back tears, and then she replied. The next morning, I saw her reply, and honestly, I was shocked. I didn't expect it. For a moment, I couldn't believe that I had actually received a response from her. I felt so happy. I was over the moon. I was on cloud 9. It may seem like a small thing to someone else. It's just a reply, just a message, but sometimes, a small moment can have a huge emotional impact on us. For me, that was one of those moments. I felt so grateful. I felt so happy, and I felt a fresh kind of energy. It reminded me that sometimes, the people we admire may never know how much their presence means to us. And when they acknowledge us even for a moment, it can become a memory we carry for a long time. A few words from my heart. After receiving her reply, I found myself thinking about what her presence had meant to me. And I wanted to put that feeling into words. Not because I wanted to impress her. Not because I expected anything from her. Simply because, some feelings deserve to be expressed. So I wrote a small poem for her. It is not a perfect poem. It doesn't need to be. It is simply a few words from a learner to a teacher who inspired her. And I would like to share it with you. Somewhere between your words and your voice, you taught a stranger to believe in her own choice. You teach more than English, more than a phrase, you leave little sparks of courage in people's days. Some teachers teach lessons, some teachers leave notes, but the rarest ones quietly leave hope in people's hearts. That is what I wanted to say. Sometimes we don't realize the impact we have on other people. A teacher may think they are simply teaching a lesson. But somewhere, someone may be listening. Someone may be gaining confidence. Someone may be finding courage. Someone may be deciding not to give up. And perhaps, that is one of the most beautiful things about teaching. Why that reply meant so much. I don't value that reply simply because it came from someone I admire. I value it because of what it represented to me. It represented encouragement. It represented kindness. It represented a beautiful connection between a teacher and a learner. And for someone who is working hard to improve herself, sometimes encouragement can make a huge difference. Imagine you're walking on a long road. You're tired. You don't know exactly how far you have to go. And suddenly, someone says, keep going. You're doing well. Those few words may not change the road, but they can change the way you walk on it. That's how encouragement feels. And that is what her reply felt like to me. Inspiration is powerful. I think inspiration is one of the most beautiful things a human being can receive. We don't always need someone to personally know us to be inspired by them. Sometimes we simply watch someone doing something well, and we think, if they can do it, maybe I can do it too. That thought can be powerful. One person learns English. Another person becomes inspired. One person speaks confidently. Another person thinks, I want to become confident too. One person starts creating content. Another person decides, maybe I should start. That's how inspiration travels. One person's effort can become another person's beginning. I don't want to copy her. There is something I want to make clear. When I say that Reshma Mam inspires me, I don't mean that I want to become her. I want to become me. A more confident me. A better speaking me. A stronger me. A more expressive me. A version of myself who isn't afraid to speak. That is what true inspiration should do. It shouldn't make us feel that we are less than someone else. It should make us believe that we can grow too. So when I watch her, I don't think, I can never become like this. Instead, I think, I can learn from this. And that mindset makes a huge difference. Her voice became a reminder. Sometimes, when I listen to her speaking, I pay attention to the little things. How she pronounces words, how she pauses, how she emphasizes certain words, how she expresses emotions, how naturally she communicates. And I think, I can practice this too. Not by copying her identity, but by learning the technique. That's what shadowing is about. We listen, we observe, we repeat, and slowly, we develop our own voice. Everyone needs an inspiration. I believe everyone needs someone who inspires them. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. It doesn't have to be someone famous. It could be a teacher, a friend, a parent, a colleague, a YouTuber, a writer, a stranger. Sometimes, a person we have never met personally can influence us deeply. And there is nothing strange about that. Human beings learn from one another. We grow because someone shows us what is possible. So if there is someone who inspires you, don't be afraid to appreciate them. Tell them, send them a kind message. Say thank you, because you never know, your words might make their day too. Gratitude. Today, I simply want to say, Thank you, Reshma Mam. Thank you for teaching. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for showing up consistently. Thank you for inspiring learners. Thank you for making English feel more approachable. And thank you for that small reply, because you may not know how much happiness it brought me. You may not know that I was over the moon. You may not know that I felt a fresh burst of motivation. You may not know that I will remember that little moment for a long time. But I am grateful, and sometimes, gratitude doesn't need anything in return. It simply needs to be expressed. So, thank you. What I learned from her. And there are lessons I have learned from this experience. First, keep learning. There is always something new to learn. Second, keep practicing. Confidence doesn't appear overnight. Third, don't be afraid to admire someone. You can appreciate someone's strengths without thinking less of yourself. Fourth, use inspiration as fuel. Let someone's success motivate you instead of making you feel inferior. And finally, be grateful. When someone helps you, inspires you, or gives you encouragement, don't take it for granted. My promise to myself. And now, I want to make a promise to myself. I will continue learning English. I will continue practicing. I will continue making videos. I will continue speaking even when I make mistakes. I will continue improving my pronunciation. I will continue working on my confidence. And most importantly, I will not stop, because inspiration is only the beginning. Action is what creates transformation. Watching someone is inspiration. Practicing is action. Speaking is action. Making mistakes is action. Trying again is action. And consistency is what makes all of it powerful. Shadowing practice. Now let's practice some powerful sentences together. Listen carefully and repeat aloud. I am inspired by people who encourage me to grow. I can learn from others without comparing myself to them. I don't need to become someone else. I want to become the best version of myself. I am improving my English every day. I am becoming more confident every day. Mistakes are part of my learning journey. I will keep speaking even when I feel nervous. I will keep practicing even when progress feels slow. I will stay consistent. I will use inspiration as motivation. I will appreciate the people who inspire me. I am grateful for every little encouragement I receive. And now, one final sentence. Say it with confidence. I may be inspired by someone else's journey, but I am creating my own. Again, I may be inspired by someone else's journey, but I am creating my own. One more time. I may be inspired by someone else's journey, but I am creating my own. Final message. And that brings us to the end of day 13. Today's video was very personal for me. I didn't make this video simply to talk about an English teacher. I made it because sometimes, we meet people who leave a beautiful impression on our journey. They may never realize how much they have influenced us. They may never know how many times we watched their videos. They may never know how many words we learned from them. They may never know that their confidence gave us confidence. But that's okay. Not every beautiful influence needs to be explained. Sometimes, we simply carry it with gratitude. For me, Reshma Mam is one of those inspirations. And that little reply I received from her reminded me of something very important. Never underestimate the power of encouragement. A few words can make someone's day. A few words can give someone hope. A few words can make someone believe in themselves again. So, if someone has inspired you, tell them. If someone helped you, thank them. If someone encouraged you, remember them. And if you are the person who can encourage someone else, don't hesitate. Do it, because you never know how much your words may mean to another person. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you for being part of my English journey. And thank you for joining me for day 13 of the 30-day English Shadowing Challenge. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to English with Suma. And remember, whatever technique you use, practice it aloud. Don't practice once and stop. Stay consistent, keep listening, keep speaking, keep improving, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in day 14. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing. Bye everyone.